Hello everyone, welcome back. It is now December 3rd of 2021, and we're just weeks away until the release of the Book of Boba Fett that's really going to tie directly into The Mandalorian Season 3. And let's not forget about how it's going to answer many questions about how he survived the Sarlacc pit, as well as the gap in between Episode 5 and 6 that will be fully answered in the Boba Fett series by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Robert Rodriguez. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, if you want to go ahead and give me a follow at Mike01, I am on there on Twitter and do actually go over quite a number of entertaining things from time to time and interact with you guys further. So now that we're in a very interesting phase of Star Wars, given that we're just on the horizon of actually witnessing all these new projects in 2022 and 2023, we're learning more about the Ahsoka Tano series as a great example. You know, we have characters like Sabine Wren, Ezra Bridger, Grand Admiral Thrawn coming our way in live action form. For the Kenobi series, we have, of course, the return of Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker, as well as the Inquisitors that will play a major role in there. I mean, there's a lot of characters that were introduced in animated material that's now coming into lifelike fashion, and I think that's what the real driving force for Jon and Dave really is for this new universe, is to really kind of bring some of those characters to life and to really make them more familiar with the casual fans, right? So with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing has everything to do with the fact that they have over a dozen Star Wars projects in the works. I mean, a lot of these new projects, being TV shows and movies, are going to be unveiled and announced at Star Wars Celebration next year in May. So we're just a couple of months out from Celebration, because that's going to be the big deal. It's probably going to be the biggest Star Wars celebration in history, to tell you guys the truth, at least under Disney's wing. So with that being said, though, what's really intriguing is the fact that with both Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars universe, it's described that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are getting ready to announce a host of new Star Wars TV shows at Celebration. Now, further is described, however, that currently one major project that is currently in development is the Rise of Skywalker sequel series that is moving forward that will actually involve both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Now, it's described that this new Star Wars project is set to actually primarily take place on Tatooine, as well as a new host of Star Wars worlds that will bring back characters like Rey and Ben Solo in surprising ways that will be labeled as unexpected. Now, it's described, however, that though the series will be animated, it will be done in lifelike fashion that will involve a story of bringing back Ben Solo and his life, of course, within the worlds between worlds. Given that Dave Filoni will take part in this project in a major way, he will be creating a side story that involves Ben Solo within the world between worlds, and that Lucasfilm is setting something up that Ben Solo never really died at the very end of Episode 9, and that this will be Lucasfilm's explanation as to why Ben Solo did not show up as a Force ghost at the very end of the Skywalker saga. Now, further, it's noted that Disney is actually set to bring in a series of new characters for the sequel show, many new villains as well, where one of which that is currently being worked on and being designed is said to be an evil clone of Rey that she will actually have to face at some point in time in the new show. The clone of Rey is said to be deeply inspired from Dark Rey in Episode 9 that was done by J.J. Abrams, and that both Jon and Dave have agreed to use the same exact lightsaber design, dubbed as the Tuning Fork lightsaber. This is described to be inspired from Star Wars Legends when Luke Skywalker faced his evil clone, which in addition, Lucasfilm was also going to be exploring that in Star Wars projects as well. Now, already Favreau is giving Ben Solo a brand new design for the sequel show that's going to differentiate him from the saga movies. Adam Driver has been in the talks with Favreau to return to Star Wars in both live action and animated projects. Now, further, of course, Driver is actually up for the job to actually lend his voiceover talent as well as providing motion capture sequences. The plan for the sequel series is to make it take place just strictly 2 years after Episode 9. That will actually highlight the new Jedi Temple under construction, as well as a handful of new students that Rey recruits in the new show. Not just that, but many of the fan-favorite Force ghosts will also set to make appearances in the new series, including Anakin Skywalker. Hayden Christensen is described to reprise his role as Anakin to provide voiceover work as well as motion capture work for the new series that actually Disney wants to drop on Disney Plus by 2024. Now, not just that, but, however, Lucasfilm is also looking into bringing back Frank Oz to do voiceover work as Yoda's Force Ghost, and even Liam Neeson to fill in for the role of Qui-Gon Jinn, to help Rey develop the new Jedi Order along with Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost as well. Mark Hamill is also set to provide voiceover work for the new show as Luke Skywalker's return. So, here's the thing that's really intriguing about this. Now, the thing about the world between worlds, I know some fans out there, let's be honest here, some fans out there might find this to be a little too far-fetched, and I can see some people's point of view on that, but the world between worlds, in my opinion, is excellent. I think it's an amazing addition to Star Wars, because this is Dave Filoni's way of kind of really introducing his own version of time travel, his own version of portals that bend space and time, and it's exactly what allowed Ezra Bridger to save Ahsoka Tano from Darth Vader destroying her. And that was a major moment in Star Wars history, right? If it weren't for the world between worlds, Ahsoka Tano would have likely died at the hands of Vader, without a doubt. Now, given that they are planning to create this evil clone of Rey herself, it's going to be heavily inspired from the design of Dark Rey in Episode 9, and they are going to be using that exact lightsaber blade in the sequel series. Now, once again, the sequel series is going to be an animated fashion. It's not going to be like Rebels, it's not going to be like the Clone Wars, nor the Bad Batch. Nor is it going to be like, Star Wars The Resistance. It's going to be its own type of animation. It's also been described to actually have that realistic factor to it. So think like a high-end video game cutscene, give or take. It's going to have that kind of lifelike animated concept. Think like the Halo TV commercials, or some of the other, Halo cutscenes in the video games. Something around those lines as a prime example. Very heavy CGI work, but very realistic, and they really want to go high budget on this one to really kind of bridge the gap in between what is considered animated and what is considered live action. They want to create this new sub-genre of Star Wars formats in order to really kind of approach things in a different light. Now, I think it's fantastic the fact that they are going to be exploring the Force Ghosts again in the sequel series. So far we've had Qui-Gon Jinn, we've had, of course, characters like him in the Clone Wars, and that was a really cool thing to kind of explore, honestly. The fact that they are going to be doing that further in new Star Wars animated shows and live action shows, mind you, it seems like Force Ghosts are going to become a big and popular segment in Star Wars as a whole. I mean, we already have Anakin's Force Ghost coming our way in the Ahsoka series. There's a special Force Ghost cameo that's set to make his appearance in Kenobi. Without a doubt, that most likely is Qui-Gon Jinn. But let's not forget that it could also be Yoda, it could also be somebody else for all we know. But overall, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. Let me know what you think about Adam Driver set to lend his voiceover talent as Ben Solo once again, and how Lucasfilm is setting it up that Ben Solo never really died. Do you guys think that this is the proper way to move forward or not? Let me know what you think about all of that below, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.